jazzed about this episode.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Top 10.
Top 10 of what?
Top 10.
Like, top 10 of alcohols?
Top 10.
Like, top 10 of tiny alcohol bottles.
Top 10.
Why do you keep saying top 10?
Top 10.
We love bots, we do shots, we play with toys, excite the boys. Bots and shots, 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 bots and shots.
Do you think there's such thing as a didgeridoo? Where it's like you,
but you do that into a girl's vagina.
But it's as long as it's
As long as it's straight into the vag. Wow, wow, wow. Is that how the Australians stimulate the clitoris?
well, the Aborigines, the natural citizens.
The naturalized citizens of Australia, not the
Not naturalized, but the original.
The original. There we go. That's
you're right. The native Australians.
The native Australians.
The
You're
native
right.
Australian
I chose
Americans.
the wrong word there.
Top 10.
Top 10.
Yeah.
Zach,
Yes.
are you ready for our first bots and shots of 2022?
Of the 2022.
Of the 2022s. Well, let's get into our top 10 bots of 2021. Yeah,
a little bit late, but we usually are with these.
We are because that's what we do, bots and shots late in the year. Yeah.
Yeah. And life, holidays, whatever.
Yeah.
But
So I also accidentally poured too much because one of these little guys, which I've had forever and I'm trying to get rid of now, is 2/3 of one of these, and we only drink half because that's the shot.
yeah. But top 10.
Top 10.
When you live that top 10 life,
Top 10.
you top 10.
You top 10.
You top 10.
You top of the 10.
Tippy top of the 10.
So basically the way this works, if you've never watched one of our top 10s before, the figure had to come out in 2021. Not we got the figure in 2021.
Yeah.
So these are 2021 releases. Mm-hmm. There's always a little gray area in there because there are some figures, that came out early or like late 2020, but they weren't supposed to be out, but we got them then.
And having them for like a day and a half didn't really warrant it wasn't really justified to not
Yeah,
have
it was
the other
more
stuff.
of you're cheating a little, or like it was more like a glitching the matrix rather than actually legitimately coming out then.
But in retrospect, it might have freed up my weird list this year.
It's true.
Because this year is rough.
Yeah,
This
it
is
was a rough year.
This is the roughest top 10.
It's a weird year.
There was
for sure.
so much shit that we got, that we wanted, that we didn't expect to get, that ended up kick us in the ditch.
Kingdom was a surprise.
Yeah.
To be sure.
It made no sense half the time.
A welcome one.
Yeah, and Studio Series 86.
That's true. That those are two big Transformers things. I would say this year is probably Hasbro's best year for mainline Transformers releases.
Yeah.
In terms of the character selection, the quality, the transformation, the availability.
Yeah, the consistency.
The consistency, absolutely. So let's go ahead and get started with our top 10. I'm going to go first.
Right.
Starting with my number 10, we have Transformers Kingdom Dinobot. And this is something that you'll probably hear us say a lot, but this guy is almost a little mini masterpiece. Yes. He took a lot of cues from the masterpiece Dinobot. Not perfect, obviously. It's like a $250 figure. This is way dumbed down. But a lot of the same ideas are there, which is neat. The reason he's so low, because I love his robot mode.
The face sculpt.
The face sculpt is really good. And I've always loved Dinobot. And I've actually never owned a Dinobot before. Never had the original Beast Wars one. Didn't have the re-released Generations one. I've never had one. I've always wanted one, and this one was the one to get. The only reason he's so low is that his alt mode isn't great. His feet kind of stick out weird.
Yeah.
His claws don't really look good. They're too. I think there's an add-on kit or an upgrade kit you can get for like smaller claws.
Yeah.
But that's it was still so good. I played with him so much this year. Mm-hmm. He was a fixture on my desk for a long time, just because I love how he looks. And like you said, that face sculpt is so good.
He was so close to the bottom of my top 10. Yeah. Him and the Grimlock repaint, because I never had him either as a kid, but I had the Grimlock one. So that was like this figure plus the nostalgia. Both of them looked great. And I'm still mad. Like, this list was a fucking struggle to put together, because there's been so many, like, does he edge out the other stuff?
Yeah.
Like, just slightly, but not really. And
it was tough. I had a hard time with my number 10 spot, because there were all, like you said, there were a couple figures I had where I'm like, I really like this. I want it to be on my list, but I can only have one 10 spot.
I even brought an extra one from my list, because I was
just
deciding
at
the last minute.
Second.
It was like the last minute. Like, okay, this one's a little bit more to me than the other one.
So, but yeah, Dinobot, really good. If you want a very good Dinobot that's not perfect but still very good, highly recommend. Definitely cheaper than the Masterpiece.
Highly recommend.
Highly recommend.
Highly recommend. All right, so this is my number 10. It's Dare to Be Stupid, because this is Studio Series 86 Wreck-Gar.
That was another one. Spoiler alert, that one's not on my top 10, but it was close.
Yeah.
It was
I
damn
guess
close.
Spoiler alert with him, too. But he is entirely better than I expected this figure to be.
Yep.
I was even a little trepidatious because he's a little bit bigger, I felt, than he should be, like a little too tall.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
But in all fairness, like, he looks like he stepped out of the movie. His transformation makes sense. It's weird to think like how technology has come for toy stuff if you compare him like with the old chunky toy. And even the old, was it Universe?
Yeah, the Universe, the Generations one, or the Chug.
Yeah, the Chug one. Yeah. He's great, and his scrapyard friend was great. And I honestly thought, like, that's kind of the best we're gonna get, because there's been a couple iterations of
they did the Combiner Wars one, which was just a repaint of Groove. Yeah,
and it was pretty shitty.
Yeah,
and there was that like Unique Toys one, which was a repaint of the GoBot. Yeah. But I thought that was the best we were going to get. But then this guy fucking shows up. Titty cannons and all. Face sculpt again. Killer.
Oh, yeah. This is Eric Idle right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This bot spent a long time on like the shelf in front of the TV, because this is my girlfriend's favorite Transformer. So,
that's true.
She just kept picking it up and playing with it. I ended up getting your one that you had with the missing piece, so I could have a motorcycle, because I fell in love with it so much that I wanted to actually complete the set.
You actually bought two of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, if I'm going to get the scrapyard, I want him as a bot. I don't want him, like, as a motorcycle.
You want one to ride one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this figure just, like, he just had so much presence, and he's had so much presence in my shelf riding the hog. I probably should have brought the other one to have him on the hog.
Just to have him how I have him. What I love about this is you can even, like, it's scaled to put, like, a 6-inch figure on. Like, I think I put Snake Eyes on him when I first got him, and it looks really good. Like, it scales really well.
And it's just crazy that it actually worked out. But again, neither of these two are what I expected to get in 2022 and to be as insane as they were. Or, sorry, 2021.
Yeah.
Right? Is that where we live?
We live in 2022, but we're talking about 2021.
It took me so long to even start writing 21, the date correctly, and now we're 2022.
And once you get it down, and they keep changing it.
I think it's what they do. I think it's what the man does.
That's big. That's big calendar right there.
Big calendar.
It's big calendar right there for you.
Every year, new calendar. Coincidence?
New Year's is just a way to sell more calendars.
Jeez.
It's a ploy.
Say no to big calendar. Hashtag no big calendar.
We've stumbled upon greatness.
Yeah. I feel like our show's going to get shut down.
That's right. We're going to have Men in Black breaking down our door.
Yeah.
You guys figured it out.
Let's shut these guys down. Not like we're regular with posting anyway, but anyway.
Who do you think would win in a fight?
I think...
Well, those guys are basically unkillable.
Yeah, I think he would win only because he wouldn't try to fight and Dinobot would knock himself out trying to kill him repeatedly.
That's probably true.
And then Wreck-Gar would just kind of saunter away, skip
Or
it.
he'd rub him with the special oil and bring him back to life.
And then eventually he's riding Dinobot.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, not the other way around.
No, dare to be stupid.
Yeah, dare to be stupid.
Yeah. Well, that was a number 10 spot. I mean, where can I go from here? I guess to number 9.
Yeah.
I guess that's where it goes from here. Yeah, right?
What about 11?
No, we're going top 10. We have our top 10 on it. Our top 10. You get like a top men thing from Indiana Jones?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Right.
I was going to go into a Manchurian Candidate.
Oh, gotcha.
It's
all right.
fine.
No, it's fine.
It's
Whatever.
fine.
I ruined your joke.
We'll get
You didn't
back
think
to-
mine was funny, and we'll just go on with our lives. Starting with my number 9!
Are you doing the drink first?
Right! Just kidding!
Top 10!
Top 10! I am not used to doing shots anymore. Mm-hmm. So that's a thing. Okay. My number 9. Numero 9?
Yeah, I was going to say...
New 9?
Nueve. 9-9.
9. Mine might be controversial. Mine might be surprising. But I'll explain why it's here at number 9. And that is the buzzworthy Bumblebee. Bumblebee.
Get out.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I have always wanted a good representation of the Bumblebee from the first episode of the Transformers cartoon.
The Bumble Skiff.
The Bubble Skiff.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to say the Skifflebee, but I think the Bumble Skiff.
Bubble Skip, Skibblebee, kind of whichever you want. This is sort of the opposite of Dinobot. He also was on my desk for a while, and he's a lot of fun to just kind of mess around with in robot mode. Like, he's got a good little, very posable robot mode. But his best mode is the skiff.
Yeah.
Like, it's really good, really well done on how it gets from here to the skiff. He also comes with a fun little jetpack that you can give like Optimus Prime
Or Sideswipe.
Sideswipe.
You get a Sideswipe.
And then who gives it to Optimus Prime?
Who
Yeah.
never gives it back.
Never gives it back. He just kind of incorporates it. It's one of
He's
those,
a good guy.
Yeah. He also comes with the rods from the first episode.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of fun little kind of callbacks there that...
Dude, are those rods?
Yeah.
Sweet.
When you're going mega miles and space seconds or whatever. how many was it? I think it was like astro seconds and mega miles. And I was like, what's the conversion rate?
Rods, bro.
Rods,
How
bro.
many rods?
Rods,
per
bro.
mega mile?
Yeah, I don't know. But I also now I want them to do the Wheeljack to go along with this. But of the two, his alt mode was the cooler one because Wheeljack was like a weird station wagon.
Which he isn't when he's on Earth.
Right.
Is that like if it was like Ironhide or Ratchet and then they go to Earth and they're that again? You'd be like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. He's kibbly as fuck. But it's just one of those things that I was so pleasantly surprised by how much I liked him because I got him just thinking like, oh, it'd be cool to have this Bumblebee, I guess. But as soon as I kind of messed around with him, I was like, this is actually really good.
I think it's just one of those things about this hobbies. It may not be like the coolest one in the series, but if it just grabs you, and just
like I love this pose where he's like thrusting his hips out. Like
he's got a great color.
Yeah, he really does.
I've almost bought him the most out of any figure
that you didn't buy.
I was saying, like, I kept seeing him, and I'd be like, maybe this time.
Yeah.
Maybe this time.
Yeah.
I'm just not a big Bumblebee fan.
I get it,
so.
and you really kind of have to be to get him. I mean, I was the right age for Bumblebee as a kid. I really liked Bumblebee because I was Transformers started in '84. I was born in '82, so I was very young when Transformers was a thing.
He's bright and he's colorful.
He's bright. He's colorful. He's a he's a Volkswagen, but here he's like a fun little spaceship. And it's cool that we have that as a representation. But it's also cool how they sort of incorporated the Volkswagen components into the robot mode here, like with the feet.
Yeah.
Because when they were transformed in robot mode, they looked like their regular like Earth mode.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool how they kept the little Bumblebee, the beetle kind of feet going on and the chest thing.
Yeah.
You know. So I think Hasbro did a fantastic job with this, and it's easily my number 9. So not super high, but definitely worth the buy.
Just considering like how much that the character is put forward and how much he is embraced by the community to varying degrees. I'm surprised there's never been a Bumblebee Wolverine crossover figure. They're both little. They're both like the sprightly dude who ends up like being the fan favorite who the company always pushes forward.
That's true.
It would just make it be fun
there. You got a fun there. Yeah, you got a point. You got a point. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, what's your number 9?
I don't know.
That's fair.
All right. Another. I think this one's also a little controversial. It's one that like I didn't even quite think about until arranging this top 10 list. But I'll explain why. I have what is he technically? Transformers. Isn't he like part of the Bumblebee line?
He is. I think he is also part of the buzzworthy Bumblebee. Worlds Collide, yeah.
This is Nemesis Primal. He was part of a Target exclusive 4-pack. He's just a straight repaint of Kingdom, Optimus Primal, who would have been on this top 10 list.
You can't
had this one. Yeah. This is like everything. I guess this is the joy of Transformers in 2021 is it's stuff that I didn't even know that I wanted, but as soon as I got it, like this thing sat on my desk since I bought that 4-pack. Like all the other pieces kind of went away, but he just stayed because it takes everything I loved about the Optimus Primal, which was a mini masterpiece.
Yes, it is.
But gave me...
We both have the masterpiece version, and this is a mini masterpiece.
Because that's the thing, like I have wanted a solid Optimus Primal for years. And the masterpiece is cool, but like since I don't collect masterpiece line, I never knew where to put it with everything. But then when the Optimus Primal came out for Kingdom, it was nearly perfect for me. And then to get this one, which I didn't even know they would do a Nemesis Primal paint.
I love it. I love the colors of that one.
And then the face sculpt. The fact that they gave it a new head completely is just so cool. And it's just a sexy fucking ape man figure.
He is a sexy ape man. Yeah.
The colors pop and like I feel like him and Optimus Prime are like the same rank in my list.
Sure. But you have to choose one. You can't have both.
Well, and just to have a little bit of like different color in the shelves and stuff. But it's just I didn't even know there was such a thing as Nemesis Prime.
I don't think there was. But there is now.
And he is glorious.
Yeah.
So I mean, it sucks you had to do that stupid 4-pack to get it.
Yeah. Well, that 4-pack was interesting because you had a weird like leopard print Black Arachnia.
Yeah.
You had the Fangry, which is the mold. I think we did the Fangry during the Halloween episode.
Yeah. And then the Bumblebee.
The Bumblebee.
But it was the cliff jumper.
Yeah.
But with a Bumblebee head.
Yeah.
Instead of the Bumblebee that's a beetle.
Yeah, it was a weird choice. Yeah.
Like the one I didn't care about was that one.
Yeah.
But the other 3 I liked in varying degrees. But this one was the reason I bought that 4-pack. Because the longer I looked at it, I'm like, it's the same thing as that. Like, I don't know why I need it in my shelf, but I need it on my shelves. It's just so cool. And it just stayed on my desk longer than I expected. So
yeah. Also, if you haven't noticed, we're doing 10 of these bots, so we aren't transforming any of them.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't do that for the top 10.
Yeah, we don't transform.
I'm sure these figures will pop up in other episodes.
Probably.
We usually do.
But we also have figures on here we never do on the show because of the nature of the drinking.
There's a couple I'm looking at now.
100%.
Nope. We are top 10. I know, I didn't really want to drink a whole lot either.
I don't really want to drink. I kind of miss getting high. Is that weird?
Well, we'll get high on the next one.
Maybe, we'll see.
Oh, yeah. We'll probably forget what we're supposed to be doing, but...
Oh my god, that was a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun, but is it coherent? Like, is watching it worth it? Like, I don't know.
I think it's worth it.
Viewers, let us know. Is that
some people did, because I think we asked in there, but we definitely were a lot more giggly.
I remember the one about that was like I would start a joke up and then my brain would wander and I had to fight to get back. Like, what was I saying? What was I saying? I felt like you could see me trying to catch my thread that I was trying to get back to a few times. And
I remember it was like I think halfway through transforming, I started going back the other way on one of them. I was like, wait, which way am I going?
Well, since we have another Devastator, we can do it.
That's true. That's true.
All right. For realsies.
Let's get in
round 8.
This is round 8. Where's our top 8? Number 8 spot.
What I hate is that actually, I don't hate it. I love it. Yeah. We've been doing this for so many years. We've consumed so much alcohol through shots, and we still wince like girls.
I'll never not wince
like little boys every time.
I'll never not wince like a girl.
I don't even mind. Hashtag feminism.
Okay, well, my number 8 spot is a fun little bot. This is Transformers Kingdom Huffer.
Huffer.
Hoofy. I was very surprised about how much I like this bot. This is another one of those that, like, okay, that's cool. They're doing mini bots, but they're kind of making them bigger because usually mini bots are like the small little Legion scale or whatever. Core class, I guess they're calling it now.
Yeah.
Because like they were the small bots, but now they're putting them more like bigger, kind of smaller, but still part of the actual line. Yeah.
This figure is way cooler than it deserves to be.
Huffer is really good, and this is another one of those where I was like, should I put it in my top 10? Because I had like 5 alternates. Yeah. But in the end, I just really like the way he looks in robot mode, but I also really like his little like truck mode. What
I love is that his truck mode's cool and it looks a little more G1-y, but then this figure mold, he looks straight out of like Siege. He looks like he could be like in like the Mega Man X type universe.
He definitely does. Like absolutely.
Like just everything about him screams like fucking tough robot cop who's just fucking here to kick ass.
I agree.
And it's Huffer. It's not even like
it's fucking Huffer. Yeah.
Like
who gives a shit about Huffer? I guess we do now.
Like he looks tougher than like the last 2 Ironhide.
But is he tougher than Huffer?
No one's tougher than Huffer.
Nobody's.
You seen that gun?
You know who's a good fluffer?
Huffer.
That's right. No, it's tougher than a fluffer, Huffer. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
But he's so good.
He is very good. I highly recommend getting him if you don't.
And I love, the one thing I disliked about this figure was the panel feet.
Yeah,
but they're in the back, so you don't see them.
They're in the back, yeah.
But I love like the cab over the head thing that evokes the old aesthetic.
Absolutely.
But even him and the pipes, they both look so good. But I just love the gun he comes with is cool, and it's cool that it becomes
it splits in half. Yeah. It becomes a tailgate. Yeah,
it's so good. I love that they're doing this scale for the mini bots. It definitely makes them.
Me
cooler.
too. I know some people are complaining because they're kind of expensive for smaller figures, but I mean, the way I see it is the quality here is about as good as a third-party figure. And if a third-party company had made this, it would be $60 to $80 easily.
Well, and I know that was one of our biggest things with the War for Cybertron line was I loved this adherence to scale.
Yeah.
I loved. Like, even if you're paying a little more, like, because then there's some figures you're getting for way less than you should be because their size bulks them the fuck up.
That's actually really true.
So I think it evens out as you go through the line. But this figure, honestly, I thought about him for my top 10, then discounted it, but now you holding him here, I'm like, maybe I should have considered him for the top 10.
Should you?
With 2021, there were so many figures.
It was tough. There were a lot of figures. There are so many figures that aren't on this list that I had a hard time not putting on this list. So I get it, but Huffer's he's a guffer.
Huff is enough.
Huff is enough.
Huff is enough.
Huffer is enougher.
Only if you fluffers my puffer. It's my turn?
Yeah.
All right. All right. This is where I'm kind of like at the last minute, like, okay, I'm just going to go for it. Here's my number 8 pick.
Oh.
Studio Series 86 Grimlock. Mini masterpiece. You said we were going to say it a lot, and
we're going to say it a lot.
They took this idea with War for Cybertron, and they put it still with Studio Series, where they're like, our masterpiece designs are beloved. Let's just downscale that and sell that to them, and they will eat it up.
I didn't think they were going to do this figure because we just got one in Power of the Primes, and that was garbage.
Yeah. It was absolute garbage. Like I didn't realize how much I needed this, and even until I physically had it in hand. Even when it came out, and I was like, that looks cool. But then just having it, like, there's that scale. Like,
that's perfect.
He looks right.
That's perfect. This is absolutely perfect.
What he represents to me is the same thing that, like, the new Insecticons represent to me.
Sure.
It's what I wanted when I got back into collecting Transformers was certain figures like this in this chug scale that I loved that were cool and made sense, and, like, not having to resort to third party. Because I've gone through several third party Dinobots, and I just didn't quench the itch of having this Dino mode in scale with my guys.
I agree.
So some of my Dinobots, the third parties are staying in human mode, robot mode, but he is definitely, I love this chunky design. I wish Slag was this good, because Slag would have been in my, because I like Slag better than Grimlock, but this figure is just top shelf.
Yeah, I agree. Awesome. Of the two, this is the better one. But I'm definitely looking forward to, I think the next one they said was, there's rumored is Sludge.
Yeah.
So.
And the only complaints I have with them are the arms are a little cheap. Feeling, but I mean, I think with figures like this, they always kind of debate which version that the people are going to have. I think they kind of expect everyone to go more robot mode. And the robot mode for this is phenomenal, which I'm sure we'll do in a later episode or whatever, so you can actually see it. But he
does it stay in Dino mode?
I like him in Dino mode because I have a.
He's always in Dino mode pretty much in the movie.
I didn't really have a shelf dedicated to the movie, because I had so many other themed shelves in my stuff. But as Studio Series came out and then Kingdom came out, there were so many good additions that that's when I decided, okay, I want him in robot mode, or in Dino mode because that's how he is. He looks
in pretty much the whole movie,
and I want the whole rack that way, and so But I love this. This is. I remember you actually found this for me.
I did.
I was working the night shift at my job, and I got off work close to midnight, and you said you had it, and I was like, can I come over and get it?
Yeah.
So I drove to
like midnight.
Yeah, like we're doing some weird drug deal.
Yeah. Here you go, man. It's
and then I said, like, I made some joke about taking my pants off and whatever, and then I took a picture of him with my pants on the ground, so definitely, it's from you, baby.
You're welcome.
We are here for you. We're not. For us. For them. For me. For me. It's me.
It's always been you. Don't you see? It's always been you.
It's always been me.
Top 10.
Top 10.
Top 10.
I'm your top 10.
You're my whole top 10, baby.
Cue Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling kissing the rain.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Notebook.
I never saw that movie.
Me neither.
Yeah. But I know what it is.
Yep. That's a problem.
We're doing this. Well, I don't even know if we had an opening that we're coming back to now, but we're doing this now because
I'll figure something out.
We'll figure it out. We're on round 7.
7. Yeah.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Oh, that's it.
7 goes down. 7 is weirdly enough one of my go-to movies. Like, if it's just randomly on, I will just leave it on and finish watching.
Really,
it.
7?
I don't know why. I always love that movie. Anyway, you're up. What's going on in your set?
Mine's not super special.
What's in your box?
Because we've already seen it, but mine is just the regular version of Optimus Primal.
But we got to celebrate the regular one.
That's true. And like we said before, this is a mini masterpiece.
The only reason I own a masterpiece, it was to try to get an Optimus Primal that's good. And now this exists in a scale that I like better.
Yeah.
I'm going to sell my masterpiece Optimus Primal.
Yeah, this is a fantastic toy. It's got all the same gimmicks other than the light up kind of eyes.
And like the lack of like certain accessories.
But it's got the little guns that come off. It's got the little guns on its forearms, which they didn't have to do.
Yeah.
But they did.
And I like that. Unlike the masterpiece, they actually give you a mechanism that's easier to open them. Because
that's
that one
true.
You just have to
you
kind of pry it out. This one you just poke the bottom button
and it pops right in. Yep, absolutely. The transformation is great. It looks great in both modes. I really do like this figure. It's a good figure.
What I didn't say about Nemesis, but it's the same figure. But I like it's the same transformation, but less complex, which makes it more fun, I feel, than the masterpiece, because then like you're getting, I mean, like it's not, the ape mode is a bit lackluster.
Yeah, it's not the best,
even
but
that ape mode's not 100%.
The masterpiece ape mode isn't great.
Yeah, so this is like you're getting like a lot more fun with it.
Yeah,
it just looks stellar.
Yeah, the masterpiece one, there's always a couple bits where I'm always kind of a little scared that like I might break this. I don't know. But
if this never came out, I would probably have bought like the Red Series one or like the Farai one just to get a cool,
just to have a cool version.
But now this one exists, I don't need another one. Yeah. This is my supreme Optimus Primal.
Yeah.
And he's just a fucking glorious figure.
Yeah, like, and he has the same transformation in the show. Like you can see, all the parts move in the same way, which is kind of cool. Yeah.
What I love is that. Like, we heard this was going to be announced for Kingdom, and we were skeptical of what it meant.
Oh, I was, yeah.
Yeah, but then we didn't honestly think about, because obviously they've been doing the mini masterpiece thing for all throughout Earthrise.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
So we didn't actually expect them to pull this off with this, and it just became like this was one of the kickoffs to Kingdom. And
it was in the first wave of Voyagers.
I remember at the time I was working the night shift, so I didn't go to work till 3:00 in the afternoon, so I would go out toy hunting before work, and that January of 2021 I found like all of the first wave, like him, the Cyclonus, the Deluxes, the leaders and stuff, and it just blew my mind. But this figure was just fucking amazing.
Yeah, the other thing I like is he has his like Sid crotch from Ice Age.
Yeah.
Like it just
my old best friend Mike that I grew up with, he's not really a big Transformers guy, but we grew up on Beast Wars together. Sure. And I took a picture of this with the Megatron and stuff, and he was just like, "Fuck you, man," because he collects Marvel Legends mostly and stuff. And he's like, but he's been buying all of the Kingdom Beast Wars figures
because that makes sense.
Like he just excited. He texted me the other day, "I finally found Tigatron," and I'm like, "Fuck yeah, man! I sucked you into this bullshit. Fuck you."
We're like better than suck him off to this bullshit.
I mean, I'll take a beach. Right. But I won't give a beach.
No, but
it's not my thing. But I will receive a beach. I can close my eyes. I have a pretty vivid imagination. I prefer things clean shaven because I feel like if the touch of the beard hits it,
it kind of ruins it. It ruins it a little bit.
It'll take it out of it for me.
Well, there's always Huffer the Fluffer.
Why do you think he almost made the top 10?
Apparently not enough though.
Nah, he could have worked a bit harder.
But yeah, he's a good figure, well worth the $30 he costs. I mean, like you said, he came out at the beginning of the year, and he's been a top contender since then.
Yeah,
like at no point was ever like, I don't know, like no, I'm like no, this guy is in the top.
I remember you and I talking when this came out that he's going to be on the top 10.
Yeah.
At the end, like one way or another. Like I said, if the Nemesis Primal wasn't in my list, just to shake things up, he would have been there. I mean, he's essentially there in spirit because it's useless.
It's the same mold.
Paint, but it's just a fucking glorious figure.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. Well, that's my number 7.
Your dirty 7s?
My dirty 7.
All right.
My 7 starring Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Well, I'll pull out my 7.
7 and 7.
7 and 7. This is Studio Series 86. This is a sweep, though.
Not Scourge.
Not Scourge.
Not Scourge.
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 Snarf. He's the same figure.
He's the same figure.
Except the hands are swapped. And the color is better.
Which is why you like it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I was going to pass this up because I had...
So hold on. Do you switch them then? Because I know you have two...
Yeah, I switched it. Yeah.
So this is your Scourge basically. Yeah. And the Scourge are your sweeps.
Yeah, because I liked the Scourge. Had no problem with the Scourge. We even did the Scourge on the Halloween episode. Or no, the last Halloween episode.
Yeah.
What episode? No, the one
Halloween.
before that. Was it Halloween? Or was it the one? Was it? Or no, it was our movie episode.
Oh, it was our movie episode. You're right. It was our movie episode.
So we did Scourge. He's a great figure. I loved him. He kicked off Studio Series with. And we technically got Scourge at the very, very tail end of.
That's true. I found him. I found him on like December. It was like 29th or 30th.
And I didn't even get it from you until like the 31st, like the day of.
Yeah.
New Year's. So we decided out of respect to save it for 2021 because it just felt more appropriate.
He's a 2021 release.
But this one actually is because he's the sweep. For me, as much as I like Scourge, I didn't really realize how much I didn't really like the dingier blue until I saw this one with the bluer that pops. And there's more like different darker paint decals they added like here because they have more room to move it. And I liked it. I thought I would want the darker one and I was going to pass on the sweep, but as soon as I saw it in person, I was like, man, this actually does look pretty cool.
I saw one the other day and I thought about buying it, but I was like, no, I don't need that again.
Yeah. So I bought. So he's now essentially my Scourge, and my two Scourges are
your sweeps.
And I kind of like it because he pops.
He pops more. That makes sense.
Especially because the Cyclonus isn't exactly dark color schemed.
It's true.
So it's kind of a cool little shift in my thing. But this figure was good. We talked about it then. He's the Scourge, just like this, the figure you did not expect to get.
Yeah.
You didn't expect a Scourge. Like, he's got his little kibble flaws that are a little annoying, but for the most part, he is...
Yeah, and again, we just got a Scourge in Titan's Return.
Yeah. But he's the definitive Scourge. Like,
Easily.
Easily. Well, the sweep, whatever.
Yeah.
But he is... Like, this mold will not be topped for this figure. Like, I'm kind of bummed they didn't use this for the Dracula bot.
I can kind of see that, but they used a bat.
Well, see, I made a joke. You're like, what will you turn into? I'm like, well, you can turn into a coffin.
That's true. They could have just redecorated as a coffin.
He turns into a coffin to travel. Whatever. Yeah. So do another Dracula, but use this mold. But but still.
Or a mummy, and it can turn into a sarcophagus.
I'm fine with anything like this. Hasbro, we know you're spying on us for ideas. R&D.
Yeah. Just you don't even have to pay us in money. We will take toys.
Yeah, and R&D emphasis on the D.
The D. Mermaid Gundam. It's a Gundam that's a fish. Mm-hmm. Come on.
But Tequila Gundam is
the best Gundam. Yeah. But there's also like the Toro Gundam. It's like a half transformed fucking Beast Wars character.
Yeah, I love it. Damn, I want to watch G Gundam now.
I do too.
I just cancel the show and
let's just go watch G Gundam.
Let's just drink and watch G Gundam.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
we should finish it. Okay, we should finish it. All right, let's. Do you want to just keep going? I guess.
I mean, we made it this far. Yeah. We're 4 in. It'd be weird to call it now.
Yeah. Like, people are like, okay, but like, where's the top 10?
Yeah, top 10.
It's our top 10 through 6. That's what people care about, right? Yeah. That's what people want.
Yeah, the lower.
Just the lower. Yeah. They don't care what we like the most. They want to know what we like.
Or we can try it live and reverse it. Like, no, actually, we're going from the top to the bottom.
Ooh, then my number one figure was Dinobot?
Yeah. All right.
Let's just do it.
There's like a scream to the sky one.
We're gonna go with my number 7 figure. No, 7?
6.
Number 6 figure of 2021, and that is just above Optimus Primal. Is his Nemesis. Nemesis.
Number 2.
This is Transformers Kingdom Leader Class Megatron.
And oh my glory. Oh my glory.
I mean, he's a purple dinosaur.
Yeah.
He's a Barney, if you will.
Yeah.
He And if you just take him from being an updated Beast Wars character, he's perfect.
Yeah.
They did essentially assassinate his character in the Kingdom show, turning him into like a Megatron simp.
I couldn't watch Kingdom anymore.
It was
because the voice acting was so bad.
It was
I don't know if it was Gary Churm or someone made a comment to me in one of the posts. Watch it in French or German,
Spanish,
or any other language but English. And I did.
Yeah.
And I rewatched the whole. I went back and rewatched the whole series.
Yeah.
I genuinely enjoyed all of it.
Yeah.
Once I got rid of the bad voice acting.
I just don't like that they turned his character into just a guy who's obsessed with Megatron.
But hearing some of the foreign language stuff was pretty hilarious.
I'm sure it was.
And I recommend a rewatch if you're on the fence with the series. Because the series still isn't good, but it's way more tolerable not in English.
But this is a fantastic update to the original. It's hard to say G1 like Megatron Beast, but it is a Beast Wars G1, original Beast Wars, yeah. They kept essentially the transformation very similar, but updated with much better articulation. The only thing I don't like is like this. I feel like this should be able to come off.
Yeah,
like his wrist moves weirdly, like it moves up, also, but like why?
The confusing part is that you can still see the hand and they molded it and put stuff in there, but you can't have access to it.
Yes, because again, and we've said this a lot, there's a masterpiece version of this.
Yeah.
And this is pretty much a simplified version of that.
And I like that they went with like the more real world weathering on like the dinosaur skin to kind of give it that extra push.
Yes.
Towards being different than just a robot.
Yeah.
So I liked it. It was just nice. I
agree.
I love the the head sculpt on the Tyrannosaurus thing.
I have two versions of this mold.
Oh, you get the Jurassic Park.
I have the Jurassic Park version, and then they also made the T-Rex, the red version.
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
Okay.
But I have this because it's in the Megatron, and it's so good. And then I wanted the Jurassic Park crossover, but I actually haven't opened it yet, and I probably should at some point.
I do that too. Sometimes you get a lot of figures at once, and you just
it's hard. Yeah. It's nothing against it. I just haven't had a chance to just kind of sit down and kind of play with it or mess with it. But I really like this mold. He's got a lot of kibble, of course, because that's just kind of like what do you do when he's basically a T-Rex that unwraps around himself.
But it's faithful to the old toy and stuff.
It's faithful.
It's not out of place. It's not unexpected.
But again, they've nailed the head sculpts. The head sculpts are fantastic.
He's a great figure.
That's my number 6.
So should I throw my number 6 up?
Yeah.
Well, guess what we're doing?
Twinsies! That's funny.
I know. I was wondering where yours was popping up. Yeah, this figure, so good.
So good.
I remember buying it within the first few weeks of the line launching. I happened to go out and find one sitting on the shelves at one of our local Targets and just snatched it up, no questions asked, and it became like a staple of my line. I always fold my tail down. I see how you fold it down, just to cover that weird...
Well, it is weird that he has a hand there that he's like not accessible.
Yeah. But this, we already covered it. The only question I have about this figure, is this weird white plastic behind the knees.
Yes.
It's even there in Dino mode. Yeah. It's really awkward.
It stands out a lot.
It's the only awkward.
Like if they colored it purple or something like that, just to kind of make it blend in.
Yeah. It was just a weird awkward bit. It looks. Yeah. But other than that, like this figure is the best version of a mainstream Beast Wars Megatron you could ever ask for. Like this,
and he has a lot of articulation even in Dino mode. Like you get him in some cool dinosaur poses.
Yeah, just everything about this guy is he just screams.
Absolutely.
Like this thing just dominates the shelf that he's on. Like, because I have a Beast Wars shelf that I made with them, and I have him like this, and I have the Dragon Perfect Effect one with his arm shooting the other way. Because it just gives like a cool reference to the evolution of them. Yeah,
because they're both Megatron.
And I wish I had the Perfect Effect Optimus Primal now, but I don't. But whatever, it's fine.
Someone does.
I know. But is he doing anything with it?
No, it's in the box in the closet still.
There it is.
I've got so many figures I haven't opened.
There it is. I did the same thing when I moved. I did think it was like the telling time.
I should open them, but I just can't.
I know. Someday. In time.
Someday I will open my Transformers.
I don't really have much else to say.
No, that's
we just covered it. But I was kind of hoping we would have a twinsy round or something.
This is kind of fun.
I think the last one we had was like Carnifex.
Like
several years ago now. So I'm glad it happened again because we've had a couple duplicates in this line, but I had no idea where they were going to pop up again. So I'm glad we at least had one.
Yeah,
that's the thing. For anyone, we mentioned this before in other series, but anyone who's never seen our top 10s before, our figures show up, we can see them, but we don't tell each other
where they rank. Yeah.
So when we pull them up, like we don't know, like
because mine are over here in a pile. They're not necessarily in any kind of order, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, same with
what's
mine.
like my number 1 or number 8 or whatever.
Yeah, same with mine. So like he doesn't know and I don't know until we get there, and so it's kind of fun when they randomly sync up. And I'm glad we had one.
Number 6, it's Megsy's.
He's the tie that binds us.
He's the tie. He's the bind that ties us. Yes. We met David K.
We did. He was great.
He's a nice guy.
He's a very nice guy.
Hey.
We're masters of comedy.
I'm a masturbator of comedy.
A master debater of comedy.
What did I say?
Anyway, we're here. Round 5.
Yeah, round 5.
Round 5. This is been a while. This is been a while since we've drank this much.
This has been a while.
Because when was the last one we did? Was like the Halloween-y one, and we got high after that.
We got high the next one, and then we got high in December.
Yeah, but like
it was the movie one, I think in November, and in October we did toys
stuff. Yeah,
we did toys.
So we were more consistent than usual at the end of the year. Yeah. Life kind of crept up on us in the last couple years.
Finds a way
to just really steal your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do clinkies. Machupa clinky. Machupa clinky.
If there was like a PhD in laser sound studies, then
I would yeah,
I would have it, and it would be useless.
I would write. What would you write your thesis on?
I don't know. Whatever I wrote my useless thesis on in my fucking bachelor's degree that I have.
Fair enough. Okay. Number 5. My number 5. Number 5 is a lot. Yeah. Oh, my number 5 is one that you've already done.
All right.
And it's sort of a step up from the T-Rex I just did with just a slightly different T-Rex.
I like the theme.
Yeah. You might notice I have a lot of dinosaurs in mine. I had Dinobots, I had a Megatron.
Even though this is Studio Series, 86 Grimlock, City Thunder. It was a Kingdom was a pretty dino heavy year.
It was. There were the dino the paleo. Like fossilizers, that's what it is. Yeah. Which were all just bone dinosaurs.
Like paleo diet.
On the paleo diet. And they wouldn't shut up about it. Mm-hmm. They also did CrossFit. Again, wouldn't shut up about it. Would not shut up about it. Anyways, but now you get to see, I guess, Grimlock here in his robot mode.
I tried not to give it away earlier when I had mine.
I'm deaf because you saw it over on my side.
Well, because I saw it when you pulled the figures out.
Yeah, I could not put him in my top 10. He is the best. And I like
the best.
I've had MP Grimlock, but this is the best masterpiece Grimlock made by Hasbro Takara.
Because I love it. It takes the engineering from the masterpiece, but it simplifies the annoying parts of it.
Yes.
But gives you the same result.
So, I mean, I've got behind Zach here, I've got the Gigapower Grimlock. He's like this tall.
Yeah.
He's bigger. He's more complex. He's not more fun. This figure is more fun. This is a better toy because I'm much more likely to pick this up off the shelf and fuck around with it than I am with this more expensive and nicer toy. This is a more fun toy.
I feel like because now we have him in robot mode.
Yes.
We can get into my one complaint I have.
Sure, go ahead.
No sword.
He came with this asshole, and this sucks.
Yeah.
Like this is pretty much why he's not higher on my list. He came with this wheelie that's permanently in this weird, like, sumo wrestler stance, I guess. I don't know. You can get a third-party upgrade kit that comes with a wheelie that you can actually transform.
It's like legs.
It's like legs and arms and things, but you can actually kind of transform it too. It also comes with some gap fillers because there are some gaps in here, like when his hand's not folded in, there's nothing covering that.
Because that, for some reason, is the one difference between certain levels of Hasbro versus third party.
Yes.
Like, it's a problem with, like, we haven't done it with Blaster.
Yeah.
He has gaps here.
He has gaps.
The sound mixer from Unique Toys has a fold-in mechanism that doesn't do it the same way.
But the articulation here, the deco, this is easily the best official, even better than the actual Masterpiece Grimlock on here, and it's only $50.
The only reason I didn't mind the lack of sword in the end was because I knew mine was going to stay in Dino mode.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
it's more noticeable in robot mode.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Because I have a third party, like the Fans Project, Grimlock, and whatever. Like, I like him in robot mode. I'm going to keep this one in Dino.
Now, here's the question. He comes with his gun, which is the right gun. Yeah. Well, the last Grimlock we got, the Power of the Primes one, didn't come with any weapons. Yeah. So this is a step up from that. Okay. Yeah. But if you had to choose between the gun and the sword, would you say gun or sword? You would say sword. I agree. I think the sword is the more iconic weapon.
I feel like because even though the gun is the correct gun, and it is his iconic 2-barrel thing that he has, for me, I didn't like the lack of sword, but because I keep mine in Dino mode, it's not as big of a factor for me. But I can imagine being mad about it more if I had kept them in robot mode.
I think the upgrade kit comes with a sword. Yeah.
So there are upgrade kits you can do to remedy that problem.
The DNA one. It's like $50, I think.
And the Slag from the Studio Series is the same issue, where it comes with the gun instead
of the sword. Yeah, because you think the gun is like more problematic than the sword.
Well, it's funny because like I felt like with the end of Power of the Primes, they ended up eschewing guns for the most part and kind of going to other weapons. Yeah. And some weird like child safety thing. But then when War for Cybertron came out, they guns to the max.
Well, do you remember what was it, back when Beast Machines was airing and the toys were coming out? None of those figures came with guns. Yeah. And it was like a big thing is like, no, none of our toys come with guns anymore. Yeah. Well, that's why I feel like they did that again. But then when War for Cybertron came out, they guns to everyone out. But then now we're in this like weird phase where now he has a gun, but this is the one guy I want to have a sword instead of a gun. But in Power for the Primes, like every other figure came with either a sword or a gun. Yeah. Except for Grimlock, who only came with power fists for reasons. Stupid power fists because they were the feet. But one of the nice things here is they've taken from the Masterpiece / other third-party bots, and they found a way to tuck the tail in here without making it crazy hard. Yeah, like this is really well done right here.
And they did it with the Slag too.
It's very clean. I love it. With the Slag, I love that you can have it with the feet inside, or you can have it with the feet outside, depending on your own preference. Yeah,
I'm leaving mine as a potato triceratops. Yeah, potato ceratops.
Potato tops.
Yeah. Potato tops.
Tritator tops.
Tritator tops. That's what it is. Tritator tops. Mine's a Tritator tops because I'm doing the dino thing.
Yeah, but he's got the pivoting ankles like they all have now.
If War for Cybertron has done anything, like you can argue weapons, scale, design, whatever. Yeah. Ankle tilt. Has been the number one.
Ankle tilt.
Wrist swivel when you can.
Fine. Waist swivel when you can. Not all figures have it, but
ankle tilt.
It makes such a big deal.
The thing that you forgot you needed as much is that when you had it all the time, you realized like there was a world before ankle tilt.
Right? Who knows?
Because third party companies have been doing it for so long. You're just like, get the third party thing. You don't think about it. Yeah. Fucking A, man.
Fucking A.
So this is round 5, right?
Yeah. What's yours?
Throw it up?
It's your turn.
This is one of my divisive ones for myself, but I'm gonna throw this guy up. This is my number 5. Says War for Cybertron Kingdom Galvatron.
This was one of the ones that I was on my short list for being into my top 10.
He would have been higher on the... We covered it before. He was on our movie episode. He would have been higher on the list, but there's a few flaws with this figure. It is the best Galvatron we've ever gotten from Hasbro.
That's a fact.
And probably the best Galvatron we'll get from them.
Yeah, I don't know how they can make it better, honestly.
But, I mean, this one, I never fixed the problems. I did buy another one. But
I just bought a different one, too. Yeah.
But I'm also waiting to see if Legacy doesn't have the
Legacy doesn't have the paint.
But also, the Legacy one looks like a darker purple in the photo, so I'm curious to see if that was just...
I'm actually surprised you didn't put the Selects one on your list.
I honestly thought about it, but my problem with that one is the stickers. I hate stickers.
Yeah.
I hate stickering things. So I almost threw that one on here, but I also just have so much shit I had to worry about.
Sure.
It was just whatever. But he would have been higher on the list had he been a better figure earlier on, and he didn't have the technical issue when he first came out that I still didn't recognize this one, and I just didn't open the other one yet.
Yeah.
But he's still a good figure other than that, and since he's my main man, he is your main man. He has to be represented in some form.
Wait, this is the non-fixed shoulder one.
No, this is a non-fixed one. Yeah, I never opened the other one.
You never opened it.
Yeah,
you bought one, but I swapped mine out and returned it immediately.
Oh, I didn't return it.
Oh.
Because I wanted to have a version in a canon mode. I thought it'd be fun to deco all weird.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I found a fixed one in the store and just put my wrong one back in the box and returned it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny.
But yeah, this was a fun figure, all things considered, and he definitely deserved a spot in my top 10 for my collection, for where I go for with figures, but he doesn't deserve to be any higher than this.
I agree with that.
I definitely feel like I might have put him too high on the list.
But he's your Galvatron.
I was saying, but in terms of quality, I felt like the Beast Wars Megatron and him were the ones that kept jostling back and forth in terms of this position in my list. Mm-hmm. Like, because one is a better figure, but the other is a character I love more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it was definitely like, but so you had to. So
I agree with that. I understand.
So sometimes the toy collecting, you kind of have to go with the it's like the Huffer thing, where it's just like if you just love that fucking character, that's kind of, you have to go where your heart leads.
Yeah.
And the Bumblebee, like if you just think that toy grabs you just enough, you're just like, that's the guy.
That's the guy.
So
like, sometimes you don't really have a reason other than that's just how you feel.
Like he's not perfect. And I definitely want to get that third party upgrade for the black gun, but I'm going to give it to the Selects Gals. But yeah, number 5. He's a solid guy.
Number 5?
Number 5.
It's alive.
Flash. That's one of my favorites. Into the universe.
I'm feeling it.
I'm feeling it too.
I'm feeling it.
I feel good though. It hasn't descended into complete madness yet.
And hopefully it won't.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
So this is round.
This is number 4.
It's 4.
This is our top 4. Peachy. Peachy.
Oh, the peach one now.
Yeah.
All right, number 4.
Just peachy.
We're still rattling down.
That's true.
The list of our top of 2022, and again, this list was a hard fought list. Many
real
champions have died. And were laid down for us.
Many Bothans died to bring us this information.
What is a Bothan?
It's a cat-like creature.
What is a Bothan?
That whose emotions change the color of its fur. I think it was.
But what is a Bothan? So anyway, number 4.
Yeah, my number 4 is probably, in my opinion, obviously because this is my list, the best Kingdom figure made, released.
I would agree.
Yeah,
I would agree.
This is the very best that Transformers Kingdom has to offer.
It makes no sense that it came out in Kingdom.
No, because it makes more sense if it come out in Studio Series 86.
Yeah.
He wasn't in the show.
Yeah. My only gripe with this figure, actually I have 2 gripes.
Sure.
The knee issue.
Yep.
It's a little weird.
The knees are weird.
And then the ports for the blast effects.
Yep.
Because he's a Kingdom and not a Studio series, he has blast effect ports, which are a little distracting.
They're distracting. They're not necessary.
But not
I think my other problem is I wish he had been a darker color.
Fair enough.
But I think like the knees you can kind of overlook if you position it right. The ports they're there.
But everything else, like he's got ankle tilt, wrist swivel, his shoulders are great.
His transformation is so fucking satisfying.
It's fun. And the best part is that the universe Cyclonus was fun already.
Yes.
And so you're thinking,
I never thought they could top that.
You would think, there's no way you could outdo that already really good Cyclonus. No. Oh wait, we did it randomly for no reason.
And you know what this is it's a mini masterpiece.
It is a mini. He borrows weird shit from Elegos, and it's
from
fucking
third-party
weird.
masterpiece figures because Takara hasn't done a masterpiece version of this figure.
Yeah, the way that the interior part flips out is very downgraded, but similar to the Elegos transformation.
Yep.
Which is great because Elegos is infuriating to transform.
The only issue I have in alt mode is he has those weird gaps at the front where it doesn't close all the way, and that's true for like every version.
Yeah.
But the other nice thing is we do have the return of very good light piping.
Oh my god. Because this was just top shelf right at the beginning. Like almost like disappointing a little bit for the next release because like
everything's downhill after this.
Yeah.
Maybe not much downhill, but still
because
downhill.
It was him and Optimus Primal, and the next was Rhinox.
Yeah, which was
okay.
He's not. I don't think he's as bad as people say. I actually do like him better than the Thrilling 30 Rhinox. But he's not great.
As good
he's not as good. He's not as good. And anyways, this is a really good figure.
Almost too good.
Almost too good.
I keep seeing him on shelf. You want to buy? He's one of those few figures that makes you feel like I gotta buy this so someone else buys it, or so no one else does. Like you want to give him a home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's too good.
He's too good. What's your number 4?
Number 4. Controversial choice, but I'm going for it.
Fair. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised this is this low on your list.
Yes. This is Mastermade Demolisher, which is their take on Devastator.
You are a Mastermade fanboy.
I love it. It like takes everything I wanted from like the whole model Gundam like kind of super deformed thing, but just gives it the Transformers twist. And he was teased a long time ago.
Yeah, I feel like he was supposed to come out like a year ago from how long ago we saw him.
But he's radically different from all the others because unlike all the others are the Titan class figures, downscaled. He's a bit different in that he is 6 individual bots that become Devastator, like classic Devastator. So all these parts are actually the guys, which the only...
This is our first combiner, basically.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. And it is satisfying. Yeah. Because they are not hard to transform, and the design is super good.
I can see... Yeah. Like, they have the little tampagraphs that Mastermade is known for.
And just like the design, like all the little grooves in there, like he is top shelf. I did put the more model head, like there's this one came with the statue pack. So it was a little more expensive, which is why it was a little lower on the list. But I like the smaller head personally, so I put that one on there. But everything else, I put one drill hand because I never have drill hands on my Devastator.
I never put drill hands on my Devastator either.
I thought I put one for fun. Yeah. And but everything else is great. This arm is this connector part's a little loose, like it pops out pretty easy. But everything else has got cool angle tilt. The only problem is that he's taller than Omega Supreme.
Because they're enemies and they should be around the same size. Yeah.
Or he should be like a skosh smaller. Yeah. But you gotta imagine he's 6 smaller bots that transform into a mini Devastator. And
it's kind of cool that they're all individual transforming bots.
It is really impressive that all the parts are little guys who turn into little vehicles, who turn into an actual thing. Like, the only reason he's lower on my list than some of the other Mastermade ones have been was that the cost was a bit higher, and he doesn't scale quite as right as I would like for that price. But he looks so good.
Yeah,
he looks so chunky and sweet. He's got a lot of presence for a figure, and he's great to kind of complete the line. I don't know where they're going to go from here. I mean, basically now every figure they've made has their rival.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool if they made more combiners like this, but I haven't seen...
I feel like now they've opened up combiners. It's like...
But I haven't seen anything from them in a while, so I don't know if they're going to do it. But I'm definitely a fanboy for this line. But it doesn't help that the fact that other than they made Transformers that I love, the two other figures they made were fucking Macross.
Yeah, that's true.
And Metal Slug.
That's true too. Yeah.
So and I love both those things. So this line just won me over completely. So this is my number 4. I believe the Optimus Prime was on my one from last year. The
Power Master one. Yeah.
I mean, none of the figures are hard to do. It almost feels like this would be an episode where we do mini-bots.
Mini-bots? Okay.
Because, the only one that's annoying is Long Haul.
Gotcha.
Because he's the in-between. He's like the crotch, so he has to be kind of like half man, half dump truck to be the crotch. But don't we all?
A half truck, yep.
But don't we all have to be half man, half dump truck in the crotch?
I'm currently being half dump truck right now.
But, with the arm,
I have a bidet for that reason.
I do love me a good Mastermade.
He's not a bad guy. He's just a bad guy.
Yeah, he's a bad guy, but he's not a bad guy.
Yeah. That's stupid. All right, let's get started.
For realsies. Here we are. We are round 3.
Yeah, it's a number 3. Our number 3 spot.
We're in the tippy.
This is I just discovered that the graphic on my shirt is crooked. I don't know if my shirt's crooked or the graphic's crooked. But something's crooked about my shirt.
I always forget the problem with this Rat Bat shirt is I feel like the graphic's too high. It needed to be
no, because it's like a Batman, like where Batman would put it.
But
that's where Batman would put it.
Skosh lower.
No, Batman would put it up that high.
Here's my nipples.
Batman would put it up that high.
I figure these points...
Well, Clooney Batman would have the nipples highlighted.
These points should be closer to my nips, about here-ish.
Maybe. Okay, let's to number 3.
To number 3.
Yum.
Tippy toppy.
Tippy top.
Tippy
don't
toppy
stop.
on the toppy tenny.
Gotta rock. Don't want to flop. I just rapped. I'm a rapist.
Proud of yourself?
I'm a rapist.
Proud of yourself?
Yeah.
You proud of yourself?
Yeah.
All right.
My number 3 is my very first and only one of 2, which is weird. Only one of 2 third-party Transformers that I got in 2021.
Honestly, it feels weird. If you we got back into collecting in 2014.
Yeah.
Ish. Full on collecting.
Yeah.
We were cash before that, but 2014 you and I were we're in this together and we're gonna fucking go nuts. We were both really heavy third party for a long time.
It's true.
I feel like over the last 2 years it's tapered down.
Well, I feel like it's because Hasbro's kind of caught up because the third party was filling a niche that was missing from what we wanted.
Do you feel like it's because the third party basically it was all encompassing at the beginning, and then it basically at some point decided the market was masterpiece and legend.
Yes.
Scale. Yeah. And that's where we're still at. I feel like when I look at
Chug. Masterpiece Chug. Yeah.
Oh no, legends. I'm talking like the
oh, I see what you mean. Yes. Yeah. That's where it's at right now.
The Iron Factory.
There really isn't any Chug scaled brands. It's all either the Masterpiece scaled something or Legend scaled.
Yeah, the only vague Chug scales you get are MMC's.
MMC sometimes.
Reformatted line. Yeah. Because they're doing the IDW.
The IDW stuff. And again, that's a niche that Hasbro isn't covering.
And even then, it's a really larger scale version.
Yeah, they're not quite Masterpiece, but they're definitely bigger than Chug.
Yeah, so it's definitely, I don't know exactly where they sit all the time.
They're their own scale. And their own kind of vibe, I guess. Yeah.
So, but anyway. Yeah. So for us, the masterpiece, we were super heavy into third party, and we kind of dwindled because what we wanted wasn't really there anymore.
It's true. I mean, we were buying the holes we were missing that Hasbro didn't seem to be filling. We were unfulfilled in our marriage to Hasbro, so we were seeking fulfillment outside of our marriage.
But we're talking third party.
Yes.
And it's rare these days, but you got one.
Yeah, I did. And speaking of MMC, this is the MMC Optus Plexus. This is it was a 10th anniversary figure.
Yeah.
And what really won me over, other than being obviously Optimus Prime, which you
gotta have.
I have to have because I love Optimus Prime. Technically, I think this is actually a Ryan
I feel like you can't
Prime,
be a Transformers fan and hate Optimus Prime. Like,
I agree.
Like you at least have to like him.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to be in love with the guy,
but you have to like him.
But you have to acknowledge, like there's certain, like it's almost like you can't ever hate Grimlock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you always like a Megatron.
Yeah. But what really won this over for a lot of people is that they put articulation over everything with this.
Insane.
He can reach over and touch his toes.
Yes.
He has Spider-Man levels of articulation. His arms can come across his chest. His torso can double over his crotch. His legs have just these absolute bonkers levels of just like whatever you need him to do. Like he can fucking do. Like he could do everything. And he's a fine. His truck is secondary. Yeah, like it's what it needs to be.
And he's modeled after vaguely the IDW pre-war version of Optimus.
Yes,
where he's like a Cybertronian truck.
Yes, he's a Cybertronian truck.
So it's very like I guess it's a truck kind of thing.
Yeah,
like all right.
It's truck shaped.
It's truck-esque.
Yeah, he comes with a bunch of accessories too. He comes with two versions of these guns. He's got two versions of like a different kind of gun.
It's like a gray.
It's a gray version versus black. He comes with the matrix here. The handles are separate and they can clip onto his waist if you want to.
I feel like it was almost like an afterthought. They're just like, whatever, let's throw it in there. But like, honestly, the amount of articulation is like, yeah, fuck.
His hands have like every joint you could possibly imagine. His waist, his chest, his thighs, they have drop hips. Like he can do it all. If you want to put him in a pose, he can fucking do it. And that is really what tied me to this. I think one of my first pictures that I took of him was him bending over with like looking between his legs. Just because you fucking can.
I think I got this figure right before you did.
Yeah.
And I sent you a picture of him doing this crazy like angled gun pose where his legs are all crazy and you're just like fuck, and you like bought it right
I did
because you were just like I don't know how great it's really going to be, and you're like this thing poses fucking bonkers.
Yeah, so this is MMC Optus Plexus, I think.
Optus Plex or Optus Plexus.
Something like that. Optus Plex, but
goddamn,
a great figure. Obviously, it's number 3 of the year.
I like your like pointing pose.
Yeah,
because he can. Because he's got.
Fully articulated nuts. And I like that his figure's even overextended a little bit. Like I've got it pointed up. And I've also got like his chest like higher, like he's actually like reaching out versus just kind of lifting his arm up. Like there's just so much little nuance to his articulation because he has it. And that's what it's almost like an amazing Yamaguchi kind of figure in terms of how it moves.
It is bonkers that this thing has like Revoltech level posing, Figma level posing, and actually transforms into something like.
And the transformation is really not that hard.
No, I mean it takes a few minutes just to kind of make sure you're lining everything up, especially up in the upper torso.
The upper torso and these little knee parts right here can be a little annoying.
But other than that, like he's not as bad as other figures. But that's the thing with MMC is the one reliable thing about them is like they can be kind of tedious, but they're never like impossible.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's the one.
I don't have many MMC figures, but this is one, and it's one of the best. For sure.
To the max.
To the max. And I had to have an Optimus Prime on this list.
you have to.
I had to have
There's no way you...
I can't go a year without having an Optimus Prime on my list.
But in all fairness, like, you can get an Optimus Prime very regularly. The fact that I got Galvatrons...
That's true. That's true.
That is the thing.
All right, what you got?
My turn?
Yeah.
Number 3?
What's your number 3?
Well, it's a figure that's already been on here, but...
there we go. You put him a little higher.
A little bit higher.
A little higher, yeah.
We covered a lot about this guy. We're going to spend a lot more. This is obviously War for Cybertron, Kingdom, Cyclonus.
Still the best Kingdom figure you can get.
Yeah, he just, as we said before, just articulation, design. His only issues are his knee fillers are a little weird.
Yeah, because they don't really lock in.
Yeah. They're just kind of nebulous, but at least the joints are tight.
The joints are tight.
Yeah, at least they did that. But
and they don't seem to be loosening over time. Yeah, because we've had them for a while now.
Yeah, but luckily you have some ankle swivel to go on there.
Yeah,
all the other joints are great.
I love the wings fold up.
Yeah, everything works out perfectly. Light piping, and obviously we said his alt mode is still perfect. We did him back in the movie episode.
We did.
His alt mode
we have done
glorious.
This figure on the show. Yeah.
I really hope that they do a selects version that's more toy style. Just because they did the Galvatron one that's like that. It'd be kind of a cool twist to have that take on it. I wish he had his other gun. Personally, I like his other gun a little bit better. It's like more of a rifle as opposed to this kind of pistol looking thing, but whatever. But he is just a nearly flawless figure.
Not completely.
Yeah.
But nearly.
But
I agree.
The reason he outranks Galv, my beloved Galvs, because honestly, as you get more into toy collecting, as you grow up, it's like deciding the whole thing of like, what is your favorite color? Like you tend to start realizing you don't have a definitive favorite anymore. Mm-hmm. Cyclonus is kind of tied with Galvs for me now.
All right.
They're both kind of up in the same slot. But this figure knocked it out of a park that I did not honestly expect, especially because I loved the Universe figure. The only issue with it was smaller than it needed to be.
Yeah.
But also, I just love how big they made this guy. Like he made him imposing over the Autobots. Like he's like, you feel like if he's supposed to be a reformatted Skywarp or whatever, Bombshell, whatever version of you wanted to believe, you want him to be bigger than the heroes he's fighting. Yeah. I remember like way back in the day when I was actually reading comics, I saw like a Chris Claremont interview or his whole thing with Sabretooth versus Wolverine was like, you want it to be that the villain is so
he's overpowering. Yeah.
That when the hero triumphs, you actually care about it because it's...
Because, if the hero is just super strong and there's no conflict there, like, what's the point?
Exactly. Yeah. So this guy being larger than the other figures in the line makes so much sense for what he's supposed to be as, like, this, super powered villain thing. Yeah. That this figure, just with the size of it, just makes total sense. And this just... As soon as I bought this... way back in January of 2021, I just knew this was going to be in the top 10.
Yep. Yeah,
probably high up because one of my favorite characters, B, this figure is just a non-stop gorgeous. And one of my favorite dumb things.
He's gorge.
I love this dumb cockpit design that matches to the back. It's so good. You can practically see the Galv shaking his fist in there. The only reason he outranks Galvatron, just better.
He's better.
Toy, better price point, less bullshit, just fucking straight out.
It's kind of weird they're the same size, but the Galvatron's $20 more.
Yeah, he is the definitive Kingdom figure.
Yeah, I just wish he was a little darker in color. That's all.
Yeah. And that's what I was hoping with Studios or with Selects, we'd get like a toy.
I'm sure
color.
We will.
Maybe we will, but this, I would say, is possibly the best Kingdom figure we got from Kingdom.
Yeah, I agree.
Possibly the best. I know. Arguably, everyone's going to have their own bent, but for us, G1 nerds, this is like the pinnacle of Transformers engineering, and it can only go up, or at least just stay as good as this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
True.
Nailed
it.
Baby. The world's a rough place, man.
The world is a rough place, but you know what can help with a rough place? When you're in a world,
drinking and Transformer.
Yeah,
that's
exactly what I was gonna get at.
Okay,
so I think what we should do is take a shot
and finish this
and then talk about our second favorite Transformer from the year of our Lord 2021.
Like our Lord? Like,
Yeah.
Are you assuming that your Lord is my Lord?
I assumed your Lord.
Don't assume my Lord.
I did.
Do not assume my Lord.
I will.
Bro, do not assume my
I'm
Lord.
going
bro.
to
Bruh.
assert a Lord on you.
Bruh.
Like, this
Bruh.
is a feudal state now.
Bruh.
Nope.
Don't assume my Lord.
Welcome to my fiefdom.
If you are going to assume my Lord, at least tell me it's one of your saints and the Lord I have been worshiping is one of your saints and will be adopted into your holiday in the future.
I'm now a feudal lord.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Assume that my weird winter solstice holiday is associated with something your Catholic saint did.
Yeah.
And we'll be cool, man.
Optimus Prime is a patron saint of Rice Krispie treats. Let's go.
Shit, I love Rice Krispie treats.
Me too. We have some. So this is the problem when we get this far. We're getting to my good stuff, but I'm fucking drunk.
And you have to choose now.
I don't have to
You have
choose.
to choose.
I don't have to choose. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Fucking rage it down, bruh.
All right. This is my second third-party figure of the year, and the better of the two, but also the more expensive of the two. I got it for Christmas,
All right.
so it's also one of my newest figures.
So it's right in that cusp of when it's accessible.
Yeah,
This challenge.
and yeah. But this is my first and only Planet X figure. This is Planet X Cacus. This is their take on IDW Grimlock. And you might notice that he is a Grimlock and I do not have him in robot mode. And that is because look at this.
I was gonna say, it's because of the Dino mode. It's fucking amazing.
Yes, that is why.
He's got angry eyebrows in Dino mode.
Yeah.
He's got a tongue, dude.
He does have a tongue. He has a tongue.
Is it posable?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Like it, all it moves. It's really tight.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things I like about this is he's got so much fantastic articulation.
He's bonkers.
His ankles have ankle tilt.
I feel like, because I saw him a few weeks ago, or a couple weeks ago when I was here.
Yeah.
And he was just so good then. It just, the mystique has not worn off.
No.
He looks so gorgeous.
He, I don't have any reservations keeping him in Dino mode here. And this, you might notice that not only is this the second Grimlock on my list, but it's the fourth dinosaur on my list. It's the third T-Rex on my list.
He's gone Dino crazy.
Yeah. But I also don't fucking know where to even put this, to be honest. Yeah, there's a lot of diecast in here. Like this is a heavy.
He looks like a hefty boy.
He's a hefty boy.
Where the weight is centered.
Like right here. Like I've got it pretty well balanced here. It's not even like the other figures where, oh no, this is the better mode. His robot mode also looks great. And it actually has a great amount of articulation. Like he's got a chest swivel and you can do a lot of great stuff with him. But I just love this so much. I've never had a Transformer before that I was so convinced that this alt mode is the way I'm going to display him, except for one, which we'll talk about.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But this, I guess, is the second figure I've ever owned where I'm like, the alt mode is the mode for this. This is why you get it. I love this so much. I can't express how much I love this. The transformation kind of sucks. I don't know if I'll ever do this on BOTSNSHOTS as a regular figure, unless it was a specialty episode and or it was just the very first round. That's the only time I think maybe I could ever do it.
I understand 100%.
And it's mostly just the tail foot area here is kind of fucked. I love him. I love him so much.
He looks so good.
I had a real hard time not making him number one, but what kept him from being number one was the cost. Obviously, this is a $200 figure. And the transformation is complicated, making him not something that I will really want to transform, like willingly transform. He also does have light up eyes, but I didn't put any batteries in the top. But he does have light up eyes. But that's kind of what kept him from being my number one figure. But and also the fact that his alt mode is so good, I just don't ever want to transform him back into robot mode.
I believe in this mode the whole time.
Like, knowing that he can transform is all I need to know. I'd be okay if I died and he was like this for the rest of my life, basically.
That's fair.
If that makes sense.
It doesn't, but all
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. What's your number 2, baby?
So my number 2, same vein, is this fancy boy right here.
Oh, that looks familiar.
Yeah, he was kind of sort of on this episode already, but this is MMC's Optus Nox. He's their Nemesis Prime to the Optus Plexus, whatever that was on previously.
Yeah, it was a couple little things ago.
And he's a dark boy.
So it's basically the same one I did, but he's black.
He's black.
But
he comes with this fucking rad ass sword and a face sculpt to die for.
I hate how cool this thing is.
Yeah.
Not only is the cape awesome, not only is the sword awesome, but that fucking face sculpt with his broken mouthpiece and the screaming mouth sculpted under it. Fuck you, sir.
Yeah, and just the cape is bendable, so you can kind of go wherever the fuck you want with it half the time. He's molded exactly the same way, so the transformation aesthetics are insane the whole time. Just didn't want to break. I just want to make you careful with his knee because it's been a while, so you can get fucking bonkers with this guy.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at the balance there.
Yeah. So this toy is fucking insane all the time. Either version. If you have the regular version, the Optus, or both. If I had not gotten this one, if it didn't come out this year, Optus Plexus would have been on my top 10. Like, he easily would have been. At the beginning of the year, or close to the beginning of the year when I got him, I texted you and said, this guy is a contender for the top slot.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
And then they announced this, and I remember we had a joke, like, they're going to do a Nemesis Prime version, it's going to be great. And they showed it, and here it is, and I had to have it. And he comes with all the same accessories as Optus Plex, but he comes with only the 2 guns instead of the 4.
Okay.
But he comes with the sword and the cape and the extra head sculpts and whatever.
Yeah.
Other than that, he's exactly the same, and he is...
So he has a non-damaged head sculpt, too?
Yeah. You can switch out his head, just a regular Black Optimus Prime head. But it just looks so cool with that broken...
I would 100% have the broken one, yeah.
And this thing just like... The only thing that stopped us from being in the top slot is the same thing as Grimlock, where the price point was just enough where it's just like, is this really top slot?
Yeah.
You know, like he's got the posability, he's fantastic, and I love him. And if you don't love a good Nemesis Prime, I wish he had a little more turquoise, because I love the random turquoise bits that Nemesis Prime has, but honestly, that face, and they gave you like a random plastic thing.
I saw that,
to kind of put it in place.
Yeah, it kind of holds it in place.
So you can kind of mold this however you want to mold around it to show as much of the armor as you want. But god damn it, like this figure took everything I loved about the Optus Plex figure and added that little bit of extra that pushed it to that level. He has a little peg in his little hand.
Oh no! Falling over. I was just trying to raise the sword over his head. Oh, over his head. Trying to raise the sword over his head. Over his head.
Now, just imagine the Saved by the Bell, the college years theme song, man. Standing at the edge of tomorrow, today.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
This right here is what dreams are made of.
Yeah. Honestly, I gotta have an erection.
Right? This is... God damn. Is this what that last Michael Bay movie wanted to do?
Yes, it's what they wanted to do, but they failed to do.
God damn. This is a number 2 round.
That's crazy that this is number 2.
Right? You know, number one's not going to even remotely live up to this expectation.
Honestly, I'm kind of afraid it's not. Maybe I shouldn't have made this number one.
We're drunk and we didn't think about this.
I'm drunk.
Dude, we had a lot of shots.
Top 10.
Top 10.
Top 10.
Hashtag
Hey,
top 10.
Top 10. Number 1.
Top 10. Class round.
What? Class round?
Is that class clown?
Class clown?
Class clown.
Yeah, last round. My number one. My number one bot. You might have noticed that maybe a rather large release was missing. Maybe something that is on the expensive side and on the large side.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll be back.
So while we're alone, how you guys doing? Any Capricorns out there? Is that the zodiac for this month? Are we on? Was it Aquarius?
I have no
Pisces?
idea.
What signs?
So it's not this.
Okay. So why'd you bring this out?
I paid too much money for it not to put it on this video.
I'm in the same boat. We talked about this. Insert my image of my version here.
This was originally going to be number 10 on my list.
We both talked about this.
Just because I feel like I'm obliged to have it on the list. If that makes sense. Like, it's too special to not be on the list. But at the same time, I don't think it should be on the list.
Yeah.
It's not good enough to be on my top 10.
I feel like the anticipation, the final result, the cost, all kind of conflict. Like, it's definitely in the top 20.
Yes.
But I don't know.
It may even just be number 11. Who knows?
Yeah, but it's somewhere not quite in the top 10.
Yeah.
But we were in the year of the Unicron.
Yeah.
We needed to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
What it was.
Because even though we bought it in 2019, we didn't get it until 2021.
Yeah. So it's a lot to take in. But,
Yes.
But there you go. So we're more evenly spaced.
Having it on the list felt more like an obligation rather than something I wanted to do. So it took a lot of thinking and forethought, but I took it off my list.
We both talked about this.
We did.
Adding it as like a special round or like throwing it in the mix and adding tie breakers for the other ones.
Yeah.
But it just felt like for the amount of joy it took to get this, deal with this, transform this, place this somewhere, the other figures just kind of measure up a little bit better in a weird way.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of factors that go into it. The cost, the articulation, the ease of transformation. This one is a spectacle.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all it really has. It's easily the biggest Transformer I own. Mm-hmm. Easily. It's also easily the most expensive single Transformer that I own.
And possibly the most obnoxious to put somewhere.
Easily the most obnoxious Transformer that I own. But that doesn't automatically mean that it belongs in my top 10. But that being said, I felt weird not talking about it on a top 10 list for the year.
Yeah.
It deserved to be mentioned.
We were debating this literally up to right before showtime.
We did.
Of how to place this, where to place this. Because mine is not here. I honestly thought about bringing it, doing like a big lineup. But at the same time, like, it's like a 25-pound figure that I had to fucking lug around, not where I live. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with that.
When we took it off my bookshelf, I'm like, this is fucking heavy.
We had to move lights.
We did. It was a whole ordeal.
But This is here.
Yeah.
So what's your real number one? If this isn't your number one.
Right.
We can always leave it here.
No, we're not going to.
All right.
It's too big.
You always put the things around?
Nope.
All right. I tried, folks. He doesn't listen. He never listens. That's why we're not married anymore. We married someone else. She does whatever he says.
My number one is, again, one of those figures that I actually got at the very end of 2020.
Yeah.
And it has spent literally the entire year in my number one spot. Not even a question, because of how surprisingly good it is. And that is Studio Series 86 Hot Rod.
The worst part is you're not even a Hot Rod fanboy.
I think that's what makes it more telling, is I don't necessarily like Hot Rod. I'm not one of those people that blames everything on Hot Rod, but I don't necessarily like Hot Rod. But I genuinely think that this is the best Transformer Hasbro has quite possibly ever made.
Can I break ranks?
Yeah.
Can I do my number one right now?
Please do.
It's also, honestly, Studio Series 86 Hot Rod. How could this have happened?
I don't know.
How could this have happened? And he honestly jostled a little bit between the first three ranks.
Yeah.
Like, he was up there.
But he was always clearly the best official.
He was always, the only one he battled with was Cyclonus.
That's fair.
But the only thing he has over Cyclonus is that he is near perfect with molding. The only slight issue is his tail thing.
It's a little too big. It's a little too big.
High.
A little too high.
But
I agree.
Other than that,
if they could have it slide down a little bit, it would have been perfect. Yeah.
But even then, there are a lot of gripes. He's more deluxe size, but he retails at Voyager level.
Yeah, but he comes with a lot of shit.
He comes with multiple weapons. He comes with accessories. He comes with fucking posability that other ones didn't have in his scale. The thing about this figure is everyone kind of knocked the price for it, and they were doing it, but then the deluxe figures came out for this wave. Cup.
Yep.
Blur.
Yep.
Jazz.
Yep.
All of them were good, but they weren't this level. And you realize, that's the difference.
This is special because of the amount of engineering, the amount of part count, the paint, all of that stuff.
What attracted me to this figure is it feels like you're playing with a Figma.
Yes.
And it transforms.
Yes. Because when it's in robot mode, like, this is just a fucking robot mode. Where's the fucking car?
Yeah.
Where is the fucking car?
This is more than a mini masterpiece. It does what the masterpiece did. And
we both had the masterpiece version of this. This is better than the masterpiece.
The masterpiece is stiff, it's flat, it's there, and it was cool at the time. But then you come with this one, it scales into your Chug collection. It does exactly what the masterpiece did, and it's cheaper and offers you playability. This figure is just fucking bonkers. Like, when you presented me this at the end of the year, because you found this right at the end of 2020. I
did.
Like, enough for that we were both...
Because this is a wave mate of Scourge. It was Scourge and this figure.
We both debated if we should include this in the 2020 list, but we both agreed, no, it's more of a 2021 because it's like the very tail end, like within I think, like I said, the day or the day before New Year's.
Yeah, it was right there. And if you ordered it online, it was scheduled to be a 2021 release. But
this figure was stupidly impressive. Like, I remember playing with it when I first pulled the box and transformed it and played with it, and it was just like, I hate how good this is because
it's so good.
Because you can't top it. Like, you want to talk shit on it. You want to because it's Hot Rod.
I fucking hate Hot Rod.
Like, I love Hot Rod in that dumb way.
I really don't, but I love this so much.
To me, he's like the Bumblebee I always wanted. You know, the best part is Tirsa loves him because she thinks he's adorable. And it's just like, that's the perfect way to describe it. He's like another version of Bumblebee. He's like literally Judd Nelson's character roles as Bumblebee. And it's embarrassing to admit that this is the best figure, but it's so good. It's stupid how good it is. He can pose so well. Like, the only issue he has with posability is that his shoulders, like, when you're doing both of his shoulders, they get like a little
They can get kind of
top heavy. But that's just because of the pointed stuff. But it's still only a $30 goddamn toy.
Yeah.
For a Figma level fucking figure. And it transforms. And it's a mainline toy. It's not even like a HasLab exclusive.
Nope.
It's like the fucking thing you can find. I can find this at the store right now. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I hated admitting how good this figure was. Like, I hated it, but as soon as I played with it, I knew this was going to be a contender for the #1 slot. I mean, look at this shit. You can make him get all crazy.
I mean, come on. Yeah, this is, I hate to admit it. This is just a really good Transformer.
It's
the robot mode just looks like a robot. The car mode just looks like a car. He comes with a Matrix. He comes with fun little blasty effects. He comes with the buzzsaw.
Yeah.
He comes with his head can have the little flip up plastic piece or not, like depending on how you want to do it.
Were your effects out?
Mine were down. Mine was down.
Mine was not. Mine was never down.
Yeah. I like having it down. I just like the look.
Fair enough.
I like that look. He kind of reminds me of like Mega Man and or Captain Falcon.
He's just an unnecessarily good figure.
The proportions of the robot mode are just amazing. And the fact that he fully transforms into the car and it looks great it's second to none. This is, like I said, the best Transformer Hasbro has ever made.
At like the commercial retail line.
At the commercial retail line, yes.
This kind of figure makes it hard to hate Hot Rod.
I agree.
All the way. Like he just looks good. Like
I agree.
He looks every ounce of fucking screen.
It's amazing. It's just amazing. It's beyond amazing.
Yeah, it's one of those toys like you play with it, you put it on the shelf, and it goes in your collection, and then you pull it out for like a thing like this.
Yeah.
And you're like, God damn it, I forgot.
This is still a really good figure. Yep.
Like I fucking there's no other Hot Rod that, because we even did Rodimus.
We did.
And it's okay.
Yeah, and I have we both have the. Do you have this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course I do.
We both have.
I have them on the same shelf because it's like a
we both have this, but this is a better figure. Not only is it a better figure, it's cheaper.
Yeah.
By a lot.
You don't have to buy the Masterpiece because you got this fucking thing.
Honestly, again, we've both owned the Masterpiece.
Yeah.
This is a better figure. Yeah. This is better than the Masterpiece Hot Rod.
This thing is proudly on my shelf, and I don't care anyone's like, oh, Hot Rod sucks. Like, dude, this toy is fucking gorgeous.
It's really good. This is a good Transformer. If you don't own it, stop not owning it.
Yeah. Or stop collecting.
Yeah,
get
either
out
way.
the game because you failed at it.
Because this is the best.
Yeah.
Easily.
Like
hands down.
I wish my favorite characters were as good as this fucking mold is. This mold is insane.
It's true.
And we're not just drunk.
But we are.
But
we're not just drunk.
We're not just drunk. But this decision was made before we were drunk.
That's true.
For the most part.
Oh, sorry. Well, this is the end.
This is a lot of Transformers.
This was 20 Transformers, but some of them, there's some overlap here.
There's some overlap.
We do have a couple of little overlap.
I'm surprised we had a couple similarities.
Well, Cyclonus, I would count Optimus Primal.
The fact that we had both Kingdom Megatrons and Studio Series Megatrons in the same running at the same time is pretty
absolutely intense. You have a couple that I almost put on mine, like Galvatron and Wreck-Gar.
You had a couple I almost put on mine, like Dinobot and Huffer.
Yeah. So it was pretty close this year to being kind of the same list, but some fundamental differences, like you tended to go evil, where I tended to go good. You chose Nemesis Prime. I chose Optimus Prime.
Yeah, I honestly didn't really think about it until the night of. I'm like, oh wait, I have both the dark versions of the ones you're choosing.
Yeah.
All right, we're doing this, but a lot of similarities in there at least.
Yeah.
And, so I guess we were at least collecting at the same time, and then a lot of almost figures like Dinobot and Huffer are almost on my list.
Yeah. I have a lot of dinosaurs. Apparently,
yes,
that's a thing that I really love. Which, of course, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I love dinosaurs.
I have a decent amount of purple and black going on in mine, but that's fine. It's fine. I'm a dark boy. I like.
What is one
boy.
of mine where you're like, ooh, I kind of want to get the.
Oh, definitely that Grimlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely that Grimlock.
Yeah.
The Planet X version.
Yeah, I figured. That's what you
just
meant.
because like he in robot mode he scales out of what I collect.
Yeah.
In dinosaur mode he's pretty fine.
Yeah.
Like he's pretty sweet.
I'm eyeballing that Mastermade. I've always liked Mastermade.
Yeah.
I like it, but I'm gonna be lying if I don't go look at the that Nemesis Optimus Prime
for MMC.
For the MMC.
It as soon as you see it in person, it changes the game.
Oh my god. Oh, it's so good.
When I bought it, I regretted it a little bit, and when it showed up, it was just all doubts were vanished. It was just like oof, the cape, everything. It was.
I don't think I would have put it over mine just because I am an Optimus Prime fanboy. Like I love the classic red, blue, and silver or whatever. But I'd be lying if I said I'm not tempted.
Yeah.
Tempted by the fruit of another. Tempted but the truth was discovered. What's been going on? I'm sure those are most of the lyrics.
Probably. I think we left out a line.
We did. I couldn't tell you what it was, so I just skipped ahead to the one I knew.
I've been drinking.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
That's the point of the show.
Yes.
And just for fun, like I did
like almost all.
I did almost all of these that you saw me doing at the beginning. There's just this little bit left of one.
Top 10.
Top 10.
Top 10.
Top 10. I've had those for like 2 years, so it's nice that I finally got rid of them.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah. It's good you found an occasion and we got a good joke out of it.
Yeah, we did.
So, what was your favorites? What was everyone?
Let us know. What's your top 10 of 2021?
Also, are you ready to admit that mainline Hasbro is kind of caught up with third party?
Because I definitely think it happened this year.
Yeah,
it definitely happened.
Obviously not with Masterpiece, but for like fucking mainline.
I would still even say that it. They haven't caught up Masterpiece wise as far as Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. But in terms of like adding to the main line, it's gotten ridiculous, and I don't think they'll do any better than this with Legacy and so on. But I'm excited to see where they go because some of the prospects they have, like a new Menosaur and the Insecticons. Like,
yes, I don't super care about the Skids and the Transformers Prime figures,
but
I'm not saying I don't like them. Yeah. I'm just not as excited as I am about the Insecticons and that Menosaur.
But looking roughly at this bracket of small figures here, I'm pretty optimistic that the Insecticons, Menosaur, and whatever else comes out with it will be pretty fun.
Are you optimistic, Prime?
I almost wore that shirt tonight. At the last second, I chose Rat Bat because I haven't worn it in a while.
Rat Batman.
Rat Batman. When I pulled it out of the closet, I said, Rat Batman.
Rat Batman. I'm not Batman.
I'm not Batman. Where's the Joker?
Well, thank you for watching. First, before we go, I would love to thank these people here on screen for supporting us on Patreon at a Bots and Shots level or higher. You people right here, salt of the earth. Absolutely love you. Thank you for giving us money to go towards buying our alcohol and or just supporting the channel. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for getting this far. Again, let us know.
We will see you at TFCon.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Angeles. We will be around.
Assuming it doesn't get canceled.
Assuming everything goes ahead and we're going for it, we'll be there in Los Angeles in
That's
March.
a fact. That's a fact.
We'll see you, and feel free to come up and talk to us.
Yes.
If we're wearing masks and stuff, we're still friendly.
I'll be looking like this probably.
Yeah, but it's cool because he likes Darth Vader references.
That's true.
So we're good either way. So
I'll be your daddy.
Feel free. We'll be around, and we love you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.